Oh, shit.
Anyway, hey, yo, it's Hot 975 Ready Set Radio, live in studio. My dude, Yelawolf.
Yo!
Mr. Radio.
Put your radio voice on!
Had to. Anyway, so, Wolf, the album's finally coming out, man. A couple pushbacks, but it's finally here, November 15th, right? Did I get that right?
November 21st.
21st. Okay, that's my bad.
I thought you were a real fan, man.
I thought I was too, until I got the album date wrong. But
November 20. Well, it's been pushed back a couple times. I forgive you, dog. You know.
Yeah,
but
man, it's hard to keep up.
We had a couple things we wanted to tighten up, a couple mixes, and there was a couple things visual we wanted to share with people before the album came out. It was all for good reason, man. So November 21st is the official release date, and thank you, by the way, for helping to premiere. The world premiere of Let's Roll featuring Kid Rock.
Shout out to the Audibles from Vegas who produced that too.
Yeah, shout out to the Audibles and shout out to Kid Rock.
That's what's crazy. I want to ask you,
Bob?
The Kid Rock feature, like, I mean, you're a white dude from the South. I'm a white kid, grew up in Arizona. Like, Kid Rock was the man when I was, around.
Kid Rock is the OG.
He still is the man. But I'm saying, like,
Kid Rock is the OG. Let me tell you something. Anyone who all right, when he started, he was opening up for Too Short. He went from that to hosting the CMTs. Like,
that's crazy.
He
transcends all
country
genres.
Music awards, man. You started as an opening act for Too Short. No, I went to Kid Rock's house with Marshall to pitch him to do this record.
Yeah.
Man, I was just blown away by, like, dude's taste, man. I've always said since the beginning that, at first with people, how do we make sense of your music? What is it? How does it work? Or
yeah,
where do you get it from? In layman's terms, I've always used Kid Rock. I always say, well, if you take a little Outkast, a little Kid Rock, sprinkle a little Beasties, et cetera, et cetera. I always brought him into my list of inspirations, man, and I was so right when I went and met him. Dude pulled up in Waylon Jennings' golf cart, man. A golf cart that was painted like the General Lee.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's how he came to the gate. Like, oh, come on,
Was he already was he already aware of your music? Was he a fan at all, or?
No, actually, he had only heard of me through Marshall and through a couple of his people, but he wasn't familiar with the music. But we sat down and I played him, records off of Trump music, and there were certain phrases and lines that really, really caught his attention.
Which ones? Do you remember off top?
Like the line off of Let's Roll that got him was "Dipped in mossy yolk with a mullet mohawk." Like, when he heard that mossy oak line, he was like, oh, "Okay, mossy oak, huh?" He cracked a bottle of Jim Beam, his own, by the way, his own brand of Jim Beam.
He's got his own brand?
Yeah, he's got his own line of Jim Beam's.
That's crazy.
Faces on the the box.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, man.
So anyway, he's a great dude, and ended up working out. That he was able to get on the album.
When you got it done,
Marshall and Paul. And
when you got it back, did you? Because I'm in radio, and I think I have a pretty good ear when it comes to hit records, and it always is just everyone's always one hit record away, I guess, from like that next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean. And when I heard the record, to me, I think that's it's the one. That's a smash. Did you feel the same way when you first got it back? Were you like, this is a single?
Well, I knew that it was important culturally, and I never put too much on any record.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I like to stay in the middle, man. I don't like setting myself up for disappointment. Yes. I do believe in this record. I do believe this record is huge, and I do believe this record is going to do great and change my life. But at the end of the day, I'm very proud of it, and I'm proud of the accomplishment of getting him on a record and doing a record with him.
Yeah.
It says a lot about how far I've come as an artist. It says a lot about Alabama. It says a lot about, Shady Records and the freedom that I've been given to do the things that I want to do and create the music that I want to create. So at the end of the day, man, the goal is just to make classics and to put together the collabos that we put together on this album had to make perfect sense. This record made perfect sense to us. I think it's an amazing record. And you know, at the end of the day, it all matters. The only thing that matters is it jamming? Is it fun to listen to?
And it is. I can see it like on some Sports Center highlights or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, Let's Roll. You know, Crimson Tide theme song maybe.
Maybe.
Let's Roll NASCAR.
Yeah.
Theme song possibly.
See, I don't mess with NASCAR. That's where we differ. I can't hang with the NASCAR.
Well, I'm gonna take you to Talladega, and you will be converted.
Okay. I heard the experience is fun.
Nah, the party.
Free cigarettes.
It's free everything.
That's what it's all about. Yo, so you just got off the tour, the Hard White tour. First time I met you were on tour with Wiz.
I've done 2 runs with Wiz, man. And the first time I met you, I was here at the
House of Blues.
House of Blues, yep.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Thank you for bringing me out. Brought me out real tough, crazy. I became a huge fan of you after that show. I really appreciate the, you know.
Yeah, well, there's a few artists that I feel like I've been up on since, I think you and Freddie Gibbs are 2 artists I can say I've been listening to before everybody else.
That's what's up, man.
I sent you an email when your email was like yelawolfmusic@yahoo.com or something. Like when I was doing radio in Idaho.
That's still active, by the way. Thanks, Kevin.
I'd only heard the Joel's hook you did. I was like, yo, that hook is crazy. like I gotta hit this dude up. But yeah, the tour, man. I mean, it's a headlining tour. How was the reception and just being out there and you're the main attraction now?
Wow, man. I've opened up for so many people, man. You know, and I've been the opening supporting act happily for a while, and so to get back out as the headliner, especially revisiting the cities that
you'd already been in,
as an opener, it's great, man. It's my fans, I'll say this proudly. I'll take 1,000 of my fans to 5,000 of another artist's fans. They're there for a reason, man. These fans that come out to these shows are family, man.
Right.
And there's like a real connection that they have with the music, with the attitude, with the whole culture of it all. And the reception has been great, man. Every city was crazy. Every city had a different energy. Every city had something else that they brought as a crowd, as an audience. A ton of sold out shows. Ann Arbor, Michigan was hands down the loudest, craziest show on the tour. Like I could have just put the mic at the edge of the stage and just put my hand, like loud though, and like really rapped. Like I'm talking about, like I have verses that are pretty choppy. One off of Let's Go that I did with Travis Barker.
Yeah.
And
Little John
Twista, Busta Rhymes, and it's a pretty quick verse, but they even as a crowd would rap every word. Like it was crazy. Like I don't know. Michigan has a interesting vibe, and like it seems like everybody can rap.
Do you perform the joint you did with Tech Nine, the Midwest, the All American Choppers or whatever it's called, Worldwide Choppers? Sorry.
No, I don't. I still haven't learned that verse entirely. Only because I haven't put a real effort into trying to learn the verse. But I probably will this next run when I go to do my Radioactive tour. I'm gonna do a lot of new records. I think I'm gonna add that one to the show. Yeah,
that'd be just dope, just to come in.
A lot of words to remember, man. Like
no, I don't understand. Like my favorite rapper of all time is Nas, but man, he does not remember his lyrics to save his life. If you ever see Nas live, he remembers about 60% of everything, and you'll know because he'll just pull away from the mic and it's like, come on, son, I know your lyrics better. But I can imagine as a rapper, like especially if you have such a long, someone like Nas or like yourself who uses so many words, it'd be so hard to remember everything.
Well, this might sound like off kilter, and but it's so relative to what we're talking about. But I sit and I watched this Willie Nelson special the other night.
Who's got quite the catalog.
His catalog?
Bigger than anybody in the history of the world.
Insane.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here watching him perform, and just like Oh my god, that's so many lyrics. There's so many songs. There's so many different melodies.
And he smokes so much.
And he's a stoner.
So
like I was inspired by that. Like I've been to shows where I've seen teleprompters running for artists, and do what you gotta do. A lot of the award shows like that. Do what you gotta do, but teleprompters for their own lyrics, you know. And I respectfully. You got to do what you got to do. If you can't remember it, you got to pull it off somehow.
Definitely.
But I'm gonna try to make a real effort, man, for the rest of my career to really try to memorize all this music, because it's so easy to go in and write a verse and just like the Tech Nine record. It's so easy to go in and drop a verse, put it out, and then it's like, all right, cool, next. Like you just start. You lose focus on that. Somebody asks you to spit that verse. You're like, you're right. It's not cool. It's my own music. I should be able to recite it all, everything that I've ever wrote, and so that's just part of growth, man. It's gonna take time to memorize all this music.
Your writing process. I mean, if you're just driving somewhere, you're on a plane, and you think of something, are you kind of like, I know Eminem is always referred to, he'll write a whole 16 on a napkin or something. Yeah. Is that something you do, or you usually just write to a beat, or?
What if I feel inspired? I have to have something to put it down on, and like on the plane today.
You pulled out some papers.
Yeah, I wrote a verse, literally over words and just over everything. There's no space on the paper, really. It's actually like some kind of flight schedule that the flight attendants gave.
But when it comes, it comes, You
got to put it down on something. I wrote
Is this for anything in particular?
This is just a verse I'm getting ready for. I'm going on tour with Wiz Khalifa in a couple days in Europe.
Oh, okay.
And I gotta make a stop at a station with a DJ who gave me respectfully heads up that he wanted a verse, which I fully respect that. I like the fact that he would give me the heads up and opportunity.
As opposed to you walking in and
to prepare.
Right.
Yeah. Well, because if I walk in, he's like, spit a verse, and I don't got one.
And you're like, and then people, then the comments get at you. Yeah.
I mean, like, they can comment all they want, but I'll just be like, nah, I'm not rapping. So it doesn't affect me at all. But I would rather, like, I would much rather come in there and do something fresh, and
the cipher verse. How long did it take for you to write that verse? Was it just?
Man, the cipher verse didn't take me too long. I was sent out a beat, and they said,
I had heard. I just saw an interview you did in New Mexico where you they switched the beat up, and you just said, fuck it, I'm keeping the same verse. Yeah, I ain't changing my verse.
Yeah, I was so comfortable with it, and I was like, well, I'm definitely not gonna go there with something I barely know. And 16 bars, and right before the cipher, I had made it clear. They were asking how many bars you got. I was like, 16. That's what they told me to spit 16. Right. And Slaughterhouse and Marshall was like, yeah,
okay,
that's what's up. Okay. That's what's up, cool. And them MFers all had like 32 and 42 bar verses. But that's all right. It's all right. I'm the rookie. It's cool. It's cool.
There's always
next year
cipher.
Next year cipher. I'm spitting 198 bars.
He's about to go the game on him and just.
I'm gonna do like Busta Rhymes. Like, hear me rap. Like, I am not shutting up.